Good morning and welcome back to the Charles River. This is our final race of the day, the women's first varsity open weights. From near to far, you've got the Northeastern University women's crew, the Yale women's crew, and the Radcliffe women's crew. The Radcliffe crew this morning is wearing green ribbons in their hair and green shirts. I believe they'll race with the green shirts on. That is in honor of a friend of one of the rowers in the boat, Jess Mielia. Her friend Haley Strutt got sick this winter and with lymphoma, and the girls are racing in her honor. Haley, if you're listening, know that there's a lot of folks sitting on the Charles River in Boston that have you in mind. As opposed to the men's races, it actually feels like we've got a light tailwind here this morning. This should be a good race. Both the Yale and Radcliffe women have had some success this spring. The Radcliffe women are ranked number 7 in the country. The Yale women number 12 in the country. We have a white flag up, which means the boats are aligned. The coxswain's hands should be up if they're not ready. You're looking across at the Cambridge shore. 2,000 meters, should be a quick race with a slight quartering tailwind. And about to have the start here. And we have what looks to be a clean start. Both the Radcliffe and Yale women's programs have been two of the stalwart women's programs in the country. Yale has had great success over the past few years. 3 of their varsity boats have been the fastest boats in the country over the past 5 or 6 years. Radcliffe has had a very strong last few years. Looks like a very close race between Radcliffe and Yale. Good starts for both programs. Northeastern a bit off the pace here in the early going. As with the Harvard first varsity boat, you do have a freshman in the Radcliffe first varsity in the 4-seat, Frederica Archibald. In the 3-seat, you've got Mimi Tansky, who shares an affiliation with my high school and with my house in college, Andover and Mather House. In the bow seat, Mary McGinnis, who has rowed for 4 years in the varsity, and Shelley Pearson in the stroke seat, who's also rowed for 4 years in the varsity. In the 7-seat, Elizabeth Fitzhenry. In the 6-seat, Courtney Dikama. In the 5-seat, Jenna Grigori, a former swimmer. And Jess Mila sitting in the 2-seat. Coxswain is Greer Rosenbaum. Looks like Yale has gotten off to a 2 or 3 seat lead here, coming through the 500 now. Yale with a good move coming on their settle. You're looking across at the Cambridge shoreline. We're rowing by the campus of MIT University. Yale holding right there at about 2 or 3 seats. Northeastern falling back a bit. Looks like Yale taking a move here. Maybe 3 seats up on Radcliffe. Very light tailwind, but conditions are very good. For those of you not familiar with the Boston geography, we'll be going through the Mass Ave Bridge here at the 1,000-meter mark. It looks like the referee is directing Yale to... Oh, we have a clash of oars. Very unusual in a 2,000-meter race. Yale is in Radcliffe's lane. Yale's been directed to their port side. That, I think, in theory, could lead to a protest at the end of this race if the result is as it stands now. Yale sitting about 4 seats up. Yeah, Yale was warned during the clash. Pretty unusual to have much controversy in 2,000-meter races, unlike some of the longer style head races where you can have quite physical contests. like the Charles or the Oxford-Cambridge race, where you classically see lots of clashes of oars. Coming through the 1,000-meter mark here, coming through the Mass Ave Bridge. Does look like Yale continues to hold a 4 or 5 seat lead. Maybe moving up a little bit, 6 or 7 seats. Looks to be the key part of the race right here to see if Radcliffe can stop the Yale move and hold on to them. Nice crowd on the Mass Ave Bridge cheering on the two crews. This is the first. Yale's at 36.5. Radcliffe 36. Appears Radcliffe just holding on, maybe having stopped the move. Does look like the two boats are quite close together again. This is a course that does not go straight down the river. It goes across the river, and it can often be quite distorting for coxswains to make sure they stay to port as they come out of that bridge. Once again, the referee warning the Yale crew. Pardon me, warning the Radcliffe crew. Radcliffe must be too far to port. Although they, to this untrained eye, they look very far over to starboard on this race course. Going by the MIT boathouse in the background there, Yale moving out to 8 to 9 seats. Maybe a little less, pardon me, 7 to 8 seats. 500 meters to go. You'd expect the trailing crew, Radcliffe, to take up the rate here to try to get back into this race. Hard to tell from the angle we're at, but I would say it looks like Radcliffe has made a dent in that lead. Radcliffe has gone up earlier than Yale. Looks to be 5 seats, 6 seats. Very good conditions here on the Charles, and it does look like Yale has stopped that move from Radcliffe. The Yale rowers able to see the Radcliffe competitors. Looks to be 7 or 8 seats coming in the last 30 strokes here of the race. Be interesting to see if there is any protest after the race from the Radcliffe crew. 7 to 8 seats. Yale continues to hold on to the lead. Radcliffe has not let go here, but I don't think they're going to have room or time to catch the Yale crew. Do appear to be making a late charge though, but only 5 or 6 strokes to go and will not have room to catch them. And we've got Yale coming through now. 6:20. 1.5 seconds. Very close race. The Radcliffe coxswain looking around, and the hand goes up, as it should, I think, for a protest. Yale was clearly being warned at the time of the clashing of oars, and I think that is likely to lead to some discussion by the referee as to what that all means. And Northeastern coming through the line now. Good day of racing here on the Charles. I think we will leave you before there's an adjudication of the outcome of that race based on the protest that I expect is forthcoming. We appreciate you being with us. We'll look forward to having you next time on the Charles for another beautiful day of racing.